Circuit of the Americas is up next. We're going to go ahead and jump straight into here. Both drivers are getting a dev point into braking because apparently they need it like a fish needs water. So it's the first thing we're going to do. Our suspension simulator in poor condition, we have all of the money. And so we actually are also going to go ahead and do a wind tunnel upgrade, 17 mil, easy. We have plenty of money to spare. That's going to start probably come in towards the end of the season over the off season. Exceeding expectations should have been a win. Not gonna lie. We will move forward now. It looks like, oh, our front wing is on low stock. Go ahead and make, how many do we have? We have one, so we really only need to make two. How's our chassis? How are our chassis doing? Because we've broken a couple, yeah, we've broken a couple of chassis recently. We'll have, what is it? 7 days this? Sure. Yeah, we'd broken a couple of chassis in the last couple of rounds. We have the spares, thankfully, but always good to have some extras. Race simulator refurb completed. Hospitality or refurb completed. Research on side pods completed. Beautiful. All of these things are very important. We're going to go ahead and jump straight back over towards our stuff. We have no ATR period left. What's the short one? 22 days, and it starts in what? 14 days? We can do that. It'll be a pretty minor thing unless there's another one that doesn't take as long. 40 days, I think. Might do, let's do the chassis. Let's just do it. Balance. Yep. Those 28 days. Sure, we'll lose out a little bit from that, but we need every little bit of research time as we can get. Front wing replacement done. Beautiful. Race preview, front wing manufactured. Race prep. This is where we've gotten a little confident, to say the least. Here at Coda, we're gonna do 2 in the top 12 again. I think we can do that. Finish position, we're gonna go 2 in the top. We'll do 2 in the top 12. I have a weird feeling with Coda. I'm not gonna lie. I just have a weird feeling that it's just not gonna go well. So we're just gonna go to the race weekend and we're gonna take it as it comes, and whatever we get out of it, we're gonna be happy with. Go ahead and send to Pierre when Alonso is about halfway through the lap. That's worked for us in the past. Mick is going to get a clean lap. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Pierre is not. Pierre is going to run into a lot of traffic here through the S's. He does look like he gets by Magnussen there pretty smoothly. Goes purple first sector, gets past Stroll. Going to turn 15, 16. By Vettel. Let's go. Mick goes second fastest, half second off of Pierre. They are going to be wanting a good lap here for sure. Both Haas cars are going to stay in the garage right now, so they will come through to finish their qualifying laps. I don't know why I said it like that. So not enough. Verstappen does not improve. Perez does go faster than Mick. Where Sainz comes through and easily jumps out, but we are pretty obviously safely through. Bottas goes faster than Verstappen here in Q1. That's a bit of a fun one as they make our way around here at the end of Q2 here at Circuit of the Americas. Mick will be up. We'll follow Mick through his final lap here of Q2. Pierre, see, this is exactly why. A yellow flag. Who ran wide? Who done it? Name then shame. Bottas is spinning into turn 1. Name and shamed. Thank you very much. Mick improves his first sector. We're going to need a pretty good finish from you here, Mick. He is right on the cusp of he is now currently being into the danger zone of being knocked out here in Q2. He does improve his second sector. Things are looking up pretty good, but he's gonna need a good final sector here to really ensure his final spot here. Perez jumps out. Mick rounding the final corner. Where will he go? He finishes up into P8. Let's go, Mick. Mick consistently getting into Q3 now is huge. It's huge for us. It's huge for the program. Here we go. Q3 in America, the US Grand Prix. Let's see what Pierre has in store for us here. Obviously should be improving significantly over his first run. I think I would be extremely disappointed if he didn't, because those tires were dusted. He goes purple first sector. Pierre is flying. This is the kind of pace we expect to see from the Frenchman. And while we know our car is not the best in a straight line, I think realistically we should be expecting to see a very, very good finish here. Is Kevin Magnussen currently sitting in P2? Pierre Gasly, purple sector 2, purple Pierre coming through in the clutch here in America. Is he gonna put it on pole? Rounding the final corner, is it a pole position? Pierre Gasly, pole position in America. Let's go. Mick Schumacher also P6. Hey, that's a qualifying session right there. Maybe I do the medium hard for Mick, and then the medium hard medium for Pierre. I think I like that, actually. I think I like this. As always, we will bump up the fuel by an lap so that we can push from the starts and not have to worry about it. Pierre, we will bump up the tire aggression just a little bit, just to make sure we're into turn 1. There's no shenanigans here.
Quite a few clouds overhead as we look.
Nothing untoward happening here. That's a Haas on pole position. Look at Kevin Magnussen dragging that Alfa Romeo up there, by the way. Lights out and away we go. I'm seeing some softs. Fascinating. A very used set of softs for Kevin Magnussen and Charles Leclerc. Pierre Gasly leads into turn 1. Absolutely beautiful. Mick maintains in P6. Immediately gonna drop those down. Whoa, Mick tried sticking the old nose in there. Did not make it work. Ooh, Mick really wants to just send that thing out the inside, huh? All right, we're gonna pay attention to Pierre's ERS here. We're gonna stay on board here with Mick, but we're focused a lot on Pierre as well to make sure he gets out into that nice gap. We'll drop it down coming out of the final turn. We don't want his ERS dropping in too far, but he has put 1.5 seconds up onto Kevin Magnussen, which we're hoping will hold up Max Verstappen as long as possible. Absolute beauties. Oh, let's go, Mick. Do it. Woo! Late on the brakes from Mick Schumacher. Come on, Mick. Make it stick.
Haas with an overtake.
All right, nice. Nice. Beautiful stuff.
DRS enabled.
Mick up into the top 5. George Russell, no DRS. We are just going to be chilling. We're going to chill until the straight, and that's when we're going to take off. What tires is George on? George also on mediums. Pretty evenly matched, if I do say so myself. I imagine Verstappen is going to fly by Kevin here. He does indeed. He does indeed. We're going to see if we can catch Mick up to the back of Kevin if possible. Hoping the fighting there will both slow up Verstappen and slow down Kevin enough for Mick to kind of make a little bit of inroads here. That would be lovely. We're hoping that Kevin on the soft tires is gonna fight. Oh, he goes deep. Oh, massive lockup for Kevin. He goes very deep. Verstappen now very, very free to run. That does push Kevin into the sights of one Michael Schumacher. So that is a wonderful sight to see here for sure. He'll be a bit of a sitting duck, I imagine. We're probably not going to get him onto this instance, but we will close up. Oh, Mick, whew, sticking the nose in there on his old teammate. Trying to get a little tricky. Let's go. All right, I think on the next back straight is when we're going to make our move. Unless Mick wants to make it here all on his own, going into turn one. No. Probably smart. Probably smart. Unless through the S's, that'd be crazy. All right, through the back straight it is. Oh, Mick. That's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's okay, Mick. Don't worry about it. We'll get him on the next one. We will get him on the next try. Whew. Unless we're thinking on... Oh! No ERS overtake needed. Mick down the inside into turn one. Kevin's... Those softs have to be... Yeah, those softs are destroyed. Kevin absolutely roasted those tires trying to... hang with the front group, but I don't think he's gonna have enough, especially considering he's not really in our race right now since he is on the softs. He's likely going the soft medium hard strat that we saw. I wasn't too sure about it myself. I don't think the softs last long enough to warrant that at all. I mean, he's losing tenths through these sectors, like these single corners. He's losing like tenths. Any like hard cornering, and he's losing tenths already. So whether that's the car or the tires or a little bit of both, but yeah, his tires are feeling it to say the least. Pierre leads Verstappen by 3.6 seconds, and I think at this point we are chilling. I don't think Kevin is going to have the pace to really catch us. He will get dragged forward with DRS, but I don't think he has enough to pass us through the S's and, you know, the final sectors, turns what, 12 through 15. So if anything, his tires are just going to keep going off and off. He's already down below 40%. I mean, the dude is in trouble. Yeah, already lost DRS, likely gets passed by Russell here, maybe the next lap. But Mick is currently a 1-3 for Haas, as the soft tire runners seem to be pitting all at once. That will spread out the field a little bit. Mick thankfully does not have anyone threatening him with DRS, so we are able to just kind of continue on. We will bump them both down to standard fuel. We're going to try and keep a little bit of a buffer if we can. That 4.6 seconds ahead will likely come down a little bit now that we are not pushing as much on fuel. Perez locking up into turn 12. Not exactly where you want to be locking up.
That lockup could have cost them dearly.
Yeah, I mean, it did. Where is he now? P7? Yeah, he that's a bit rough for the for that man's. Our first pit window has been entered for the medium tire runners. It looks like Pierre, we're extending out to lap 14 or no, 18. Not too shabby. On a bit of a split strategy around here. I think I like the split strategy that we have for Mick, the medium hard, because let's see, everyone else is going to be going to mediums this stint also, and he's going to have fresher mediums than all of them, and it's going to go pretty well. I think all in all, I think it'll be about the same speed as the one we have Pierre on.
Car in the wall.
Crashing? Who?
Yellow exit of 6. Yellow exit.
Signs?
You
Signs!
can take a look now.
Oh no,
Okay, here's the
Carlos!
Ferrari.
Oh, he just goes.
And that's an off. And a big off.
He just goes straight. I was sitting right here. I was sitting right here. I was sitting right there for this year's USGP.
Bitter blow for the...
Ooh, also fun news. Guess who purchased their tickets for the 2023 US Grand Prix? This guy. Very, very excited about that. Got 3-day passes this year. Very excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun last year. Well, this past one. I'm hoping it'll be our first 3-day. It'll be our first 3-day trip.
Let's box. Copy for box.
Copy for box for Mick. Copy for box. All right, we're gonna box Pierre at the end of the next lap.
Used energy. Okay. Get back off.
The boy Mick still in P6. Love to see it. For Pierre, we're going to use a little bit of ERS to try and continue to build as big a gap as we can here through the final few corners. Damn it. All right, we got to stay on board with Pierre because we don't need him going full push deploy on his outlap on these new tires. Come on, get out in front. Oh yeah, easily out in front. Easily out front. We will not push fuel. We're gonna trust the process. I literally hop on board with Mick and he locks up. Get back on the circuit, Mick. Still in top. Okay, still in P9. Ahead of one of the Red Bulls. Relax, Mick. Relax, Mick. Relax. We're okay. We are okay. We're all right. What tires we got around us? Pierre, the only one on the hard tire, which means we are going to be losing out in the long run this stint, but we will be gaining in the next stint. Norris locking up. Hate to see that for the lad.
Red Bull gained a place.
Oh, come, what is that?
Haas with an overtake.
All right, we do get DRS off of Checo around the outside. Back to the inside. Sir, make it stick. Attaboy.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
He's still going for it. I appreciate the gumption from the lad. All Pierre needs to do is survive this stint and we will be a-okay. Mixed lockup really hurt his race though. That's the sad part. 2.5 seconds behind Ricardo, who's in a DRS train, up to Russell, who has a huge gap ahead to them. So it's going to be an interesting it's gonna be an interesting one to say the least. Mick successfully defending there. That sounded right behind us. Look at the bits. That's a safety car.
No DRS.
That sounded right behind us. I think Kevin Sonoda. Why was that right behind me?
Sounds like a few cars have crashed.
That's
Let's
insane.
Take a look at the replay. Now we see the Williams.
Did it go
here.
flying? That sounded like it was right behind Mick. Oh, it's a Williams on Williams.
Oh no! And there's the crash.
That man got punted.
Mark my words, there'll be questions asked about that later.
Oof. Oh, wow. Yuki punted doing into the next universe right there.
Energy's good.
Yeah. I will say though, this definitely, while I think it helps mixed race, it hurts Pierre's race significantly, being on the hard tire right now.
Safety car will be in this lap.
Could be.
So this is going to be a tricky restart for Pierre, who's on not the tires you want in this instance. You need to create a gap immediately. Go, Mick, think about it. All right, Pierre's done a good job of creating that gap to Verstappen again. We'll turn off his use of deploy ERS. Ooh. Woo. Open the door for me, will you, Ricardo? If you're gonna open the door, I will step right through it, says Mick Schumacher.
Haas with an overtake there.
Attaboy, Mick. Attaboy. That helped all the medium runners tremendously, and I don't like it. Although, either now they're going to think about potentially trying to extend the mediums into a soft stint, or they're going to have a shorter stint on the hards, which I think will hurt them in the long run as well.
DRS will be active.
So I think, in all honesty, I think this could be decent here. I don't think they're going to be able to extend into a soft stint unless they go almost like full conserve. So I think this still is going to be okay with us. The only problem is it did bunch up the pack a lot, but I mean everyone else is going to have to stop again anyway. So realistically, I think we're still fine. Evan Magnussen though is still hanging out in the top 3. Very exciting for him. Although Verstappen doesn't really have anyone around him to slow him down at all, because Kevin is almost approaching 4.5 seconds behind him, who is then dealing with the rest of the top 10 at that point. Oh, someone! Oh, Kevin! Oh, Kevin couldn't handle the pressure. Kevin couldn't handle the pressure.
Now let's watch this. The Alfa Romeo involved in this one. Just a bit too heavy on the brakes, and they've locked up.
Just a bit too heavy. That's a tough one when right after a safety car restart, in which everyone is right there and the AI is designed to wait for the rest of like a clear opening. That's a tough one for Kevin, who had a pretty good start to the race. That's an unlucky mistake from that guy. All right, as of right now, I think we're kind of just waiting at this point. Pierre now is likely going to lose time to Max, who's already, I mean, he's already losing A little bit of time here and there. Yeah, already dipped it below 1.5. Max will likely catch us, but that is kind of just the nature of the beast, unfortunately, being on the hard tires. What we're gonna have to do is try and make it as hard for him as possible to pass, and then we need to basically do whatever we can to stick with him, because being on the hards, if we can stick with the mediums as long as possible, then that is a win for us. Mick also enters his pit window. Love to see it. Looks like a next round of pit stops for everyone else is starting. Although Pierre is opening up that gap slightly. Where's Mick? I Mick box this lap for hards.
Red Bull moved up.
Good job, Mick. Oh, he gets absolutely shafted in the pit lane. What is that? Dude, this is why being at the end of the pit lane is just the worst. All right, Pierre, let's put in some laps. Let me guess, he went to hards? Yes, he went to hards. All right, this is going to be really good for us because we were going to be on a much faster tire at the end. Mick got absolutely shafted to all heck on that stop. We went in third and we come out behind everyone else who pitted with us. That is absurd. That's ridiculous. Verstappen is putting in seconds on us at this point, but in theory we should be able to come out still in P3 or 2. It'll be P2 or 3 regardless when we do box Kevin here in a handful of laps. But I'm so upset for Mick. I am. As of right now, not a whole lot going on. Mick is kind of caught in a DRS train, so there's not a whole lot in the way of why to pit them, especially because Tsunoda has to pit. I mean, I don't know.
That's a new race position.
I'm not sure what everyone else's plans are here. All I know is ours.
That's a good overtake from Alpine.
Come on, Pierre. Up 22 seconds in the pit lane. We had a pit stop-ish to Bottas. All right, Pierre, box for mediums.
Alpine just advanced.
Trying to hold this gap as long as possible. I will immediately hop back on board here with Mick as Pierre enters the pits. God, our pit box is so far. All right, we're gonna come out in P2 here on the faster tire in some clean air. Beautiful stuff. 14 laps remaining, Pierre. 14 laps remaining. It's all you. Beautiful stuff, Mick. Beautiful stuff. Mick, we gotta stop letting the people back through. Mick, come on. You gotta begin by Ocon here, Mick. Alright,
Haas with an overtake there.
Alright, attaboy, Mick. Okay, we'll keep an eye on Mick. But realistically, he's now just leading this smaller DRS train, and I don't think we're really putting in the inroads necessary to catch up to Perez, so I think we're kind of fighting for this right now. If he hadn't locked up, he'd be fighting in this group right here, which would be a lot nicer, if we're being honest. $11 laps remaining, Pierre. 11 laps remaining. Mick and Ocon, I think, are just going to be trading places here for a little bit. I think we're focused primarily on Pierre here, who is catching up to Max slowly but surely, doing a pretty good job on his tires as well. So I think we're gonna be okay. I think is the grand scheme of things here. I think we're gonna be okay. He's taken off a second a lap at this point. I'm honestly not even going to take him off, because if he passes him, I'm just going to leave it alone, because I want to save as much fuel, ERS, and tires as possible to attack him later if necessary. So Pierre into the lead of the US Grand Prix for a Haas. Beautiful stuff from the Frenchman. Verstappen is not going to go quietly into that good night, but Pierre does seem to have the pace to put a bit of a gap into Verstappen, so I don't think he's going to be able to challenge too much as of now, especially on standard of pretty much everything. Although, I don't know if Verstappen got DRS right there, but he is teetering. I don't think he got it. I think that's a win for Pierre. No longer able to be attacked by Verstappen with DRS. That's 4 laps remaining. That's going to be a win for Pierre here in America. Mick has caught up. We've caught up to this front group, which means we now actually need to be, thinking and strategizing our way through to a win here for Mick, or what would be a win here for Mick.
Locked up.
Copy.
I don't know what to say. I'm very sorry about that.
They've crashed out!
No words. I have
We need to retire.
no words.
Let's see what happened there. Right, watch this.
I have
There's Schumacher.
no words.
A definite collision there. That's very unfortunate.
I have absolutely 0 words for Mick Schumacher right now. 0. Zilch. Nada.
No DRS.
But we still need to get caught by the safety car, and we might end under a safety car right here, actually. We might actually end under a safety car, because we're going to get caught here. And if it's 2 laps of safety car, I think we're ending under a safety car.
Okay, energy's good.
I think we are going to be ending the US Grand Prix under a safety car. Let's see. I mean, we're gonna know for sure. I mean, if we get an lap of racing, I think we're still gonna be fine, because we are on mediums and like everyone else is on old hards. Yeah, we have the best tires. Oh, we're getting an lap of racing. 1 lap of racing to go, or I guess 2 laps of racing here in America. Wow. All right, Pierre. Execute this correctly and you've got this in the bag. We have the fuel, we have the tires, we have the ERS. We should be absolutely flying. There's going to be no DRS ever here, so I mean already we're flying, we're gone, so neutral all around. We'll push on fuel just to make sure, but that's a win. That's still a win for Pierre here, who is already, look at that gap already. That's the difference between old hards and technically, I mean old mediums, but like not as old mediums. So that's what they get for doing the medium hard. All it took was Mick absolutely destroying any chance we had at a double points finish for Haas. But nonetheless,
This will be last lap.
that's the last lap for the lead driver, Pierre Gasly. We are going to be flying high today, as Pierre will come home with a fastest lap point as well as a pole position point. So it's going to be a beautiful day when it comes to points here. It looks like Sonoda made another mistake.
Someone's run
Nope,
wide.
Stroll. Get strolled. Beautiful stuff from Pierre, who in 2 laps put 3 seconds on top of Max Verstappen's head. As we will round out our final few corners here in America as the winners of the US Grand Prix, the US team winning the US Grand Prix.
Let's check the flag.
It's a very good day for the team.
It was a very good day for you, Pierre. Very good day for
And
you.
it's Gasly first over the line.
Pierre Gasly, the winner of the US Grand Prix. Love to see it, Pierre. Beautiful stuff. Mick, I'm disappointed, Mick. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. What a race from Pierre. What a weekend for Pierre. Doing absolutely everything he needed to try and do everything he can to try and catch Max Verstappen if at all possible, increasing the gap behind to Ferrari for P2 in the constructors. What a day for the Frenchman. What could have been for, damn it, Mick. $500,000 out of my pocket because Mick crashed with like 5 laps remaining. Front wing research.